Hi everybody, it's Kimberly. I hope you had a wonderful holiday, and I'm here for your new year and full moon in Cancer, my sign, energy report for twin flames and divine love couples, as well as those on the ascension journey who are tapping into the collective energies. I am just pulling some cards for you right now and just shuffling the decks. So while I do that, I figured I'd make a couple quick announcements. There's some fun and very timely events that I have on the schedule for January and through the spring. So I just want to mention those quickly. So on January 11th, I am going to, that's 1/11/2018, which is 11. It's an 11 year. Wow. So much to talk about with this reading. On 1/11, there's going to be multiple things happening. At 11 a.m., I'm holding a Facebook Live on the Illumined Guru Facebook page. I was doing that before when the brand was the Twin Flame Family, and it was going really well. So I hope that you can join me. Basically, it's a live forum. I'm on video. You can, type in, even if you're at work, you can just put your earbuds in and type in your questions, and I will answer them right on the spot. Okay? So that's 11 a.m. They'll go for about a half hour to an hour. Usually they're about 45 minutes, those Facebook Live sessions. And that's a great way to get your questions answered or to, comment on the energies. And if you've never interacted with me before but have wanted to, that might be a good opportunity. So that same day, and I will remind you as we get closer, but please follow us on the Facebook page. It's facebook.com/theilluminedguru, because I just posted all the events. You can also go to the website, but it's all right there on Facebook if you click on events. That day also, I'm going to hold a one-day sale, and that's on the soul coaching. Soul coaching is normally $150 per session. And so that day only, I'll be holding it on sale for 1/11. So you can book a session. It doesn't have to be for that day, but you can purchase it that day for 1/11. So the rate will be changed on the website. And that's for 24 hours. It's like a 24-hour sale. And then that evening on 1/11, I will be hosting a Balancing the Polarities and Harnessing Your Divine Power workshop for both the Divine Feminine and the Divine Masculine. I wanted to open it up for both polarities or both embodiments, because we're going to explore the balancing of the polarities from within, how you harness your divine power, what it means in relation to what's happening on the planet, and how you get fully aligned and balanced from within, as well as within your twin flame and relationship connections. So really great workshop. I feel like it's very timely for what's going on energetically, which we'll talk about in the readings. And so if you want to sign up for any of that, that's on the Facebook page and the website. Previewing what's ahead in March, we are going to be I'm going to start to promote the pet communication a little bit more. So I'm holding a pet communication workshop. I don't know if all of you know that I do that. So I'm a soul coach, intuitive advisor, and I started doing animal communication probably last year sometime. And I think it's been like an area where some of you ask me on our calls, like, hey, do you know what's happening with my dog or cat? Or, can you give me some insight on this pet that I just lost? But on March 6th, I'm going to actually hold a workshop. So you can get on the call. I'll give live readings right on the call. And we'll talk about what your soul's purpose is with this pet, why they've come into your life, and what the soul contract means and all of that. So that's going to be exciting too. Lots of fun things ahead for 2018, as well as other things on my agenda. But I'll talk about some of those things when I'm reading the cards, because they'll apply to you, and I will show you how it applies to you through some of my own examples. All right. So right off the bat here for this, so we have the full moon in Cancer. It's a super full moon on January 1st, which is 1/1, and then we have 2018, which is 11. So we actually have a 1/1/1/1 date. Boom, right out of the gates, right as we start the year. And so as you know, Cancer really rules the emotional body. Cancer is all about femininity. It's a feminine sign. And it really is the ruler of home and family and that sector of your chart. So being a Cancer myself, I can tell you, yes, it's very emotional. Yes, it's very much rooted to home and family. And so we are going to have an opportunity to balance that with the sun in Capricorn. And Capricorn's all about like our big dreams and our big ambitions and what we're doing practically to achieve things. And it's more, even though it is also a feminine sign, there's more yang energy in its characteristics and traits. So I feel that balance is going to be really crucial. And that's one of the things that we're being asked to do right out of the gate, is to balance. And that's the Temperance cards coming up for the shared energy. And that's just beautiful because this is about balancing your inner polarities. We are going to have this come up as a big opportunity in the 1/11 portal. And we've been working on balancing our polarities to this point very much, learning what our false adapted behaviors are from our wounding, like that false masculine energy that so many of the feminine carry, and what's authentic and what's not, and how do we carry our power, and what is action inspired, what is inspired action versus what is force, what is receptivity and allowing things to flow and come to us, and connecting with our intuition and all that feminine power stuff. And so this is why I chose to place that workshop on 1/11, which is balancing the polarities and harnessing our divine power, because it's going along with the portal that, I mean, I can't believe this card came up. It's so perfect. It's exactly what we're being asked. We're being asked to balance this even further now. Like, we're being set up to really, because a lot of masculine energy is coming in, especially since like, I don't know, like winter solstice and I think it was the last new moon in December. It was a whole surgence of mission and bringing things into life. And I'm seeing it with my clients. Everyone's reaching out to me going, can you look at my website? Can you do a logo for me? Can you advise me on this and that? And everyone's just bringing their visions into life. And it's like, oh my God, this is awesome. I love seeing it with my clients. Another thing I'm going to throw out there is that this is kind of a funny story I told on our group call. I, for years, have owned a marketing and PR agency, and now I just consult on the side. And as my coaching business has developed, I've moved away from doing the marketing, not because I'm not good at it, not because, just because I feel as though this is more my soul's purpose, my passion, and all of that. And I've wanted to pull away from doing more of the marketing work. But in the helping my clients develop their mission-based businesses and endeavors and projects and initiatives, I have been doing that consulting naturally. I have developed logos. I have developed brands. I have been consulting. If it's something that you're desiring, reach out to me. I'm not going to formalize anything on the website. It's not something I'm really particularly going to advertise, but for you guys who are my audience and who might be working on something and you're like, oh, I don't have the tools or I'm not sure, we can work something out on a consultative basis where I can assist you in whatever area you need. I'm not looking to, although I've done this in the past, I'm not looking to build your websites and your brands, but I'm here I can do some of the design work if it's not too time consuming, just because I don't have time. But on a more consultative basis, I can kind of intuitively help you market the brand and show you the ins and outs of things that you might need to know that you don't know. So just putting that out there. Spirit told me, my clients were reflecting it to me. You know, when my clients were saying it in private session this past week or so, I was like, no, I don't want to do that. No. So, you know, whenever you're resisting something, yeah, so I actually sat with it and I thought, oh my God, this is so silly. This might be a really great avenue for me to just share some knowledge with you guys and help you. So why would I not? So it's so silly. And again, I'm not going to formalize anything, but so on that note, I want to tell you also that we are being asked to share our gifts. We are being asked to help others and to do it now, like to share yourself. If you have knowledge, they're saying don't hold it back. If you have ways that you can assist others, they're saying do it. Talk about it. Let people know. Let your friends know. Let your family know. Let your YouTube audience know. Let your, let it be known that you are going to have some tools that can assist people. And some of you with mission stuff get really hung up on, well, what do I charge? And what do I do? And I don't know. And I don't feel experienced enough yet. And I'm telling you, when you have a gift, and you believe in your gift and you're in alignment with your power, it won't really matter. You'll figure that out. That will come almost in the doing. And in the meantime, they're saying just get started, because it is the start of this something new that is going to help you practice. And the practice is going to make you the pro. And you already are an expert in your own right. Okay. And they're saying don't hold back. They're saying go now to your manifestation. Go now to what you're supposed to be doing. And Serapis Bay is here saying, especially for the feminine, go now. Go now to your calling. Okay. So I want to go back to the shared energy though, because over the shared energy is the Ace of Wands. And this is that new thing that you're doing. This is that new project. This is that new thing that you are cultivating and creating in the physical world. And this is also a new way of being for most of us. And I feel like that's being in more balance. And that balance is going to spill over to your twin flame connection and also in your mission and your work life as well. Okay. Underneath here, I'm seeing, so again, we've got 2, but 2 is also 1, right? So again, I feel like we're getting the ones. And so the 2 of Wands is really just looking out for greater expansion, looking out to what we want to do, to what we want to cultivate this year. They're saying to think about that. It's time to step towards it. I think one of the reasons why this is coming up in reverse is because the message for all of you is don't be afraid to let go of the crutch. Don't be afraid to just walk the path now, to go towards what's inspiring you. Walk towards that which feels light. That's what I always say. Walk towards that which feels light, right? Let that be your guidance system. If it doesn't feel good, walk away from it. If it feels really good, walk towards it. If you have something inspired that's been brewing within you, take a minute or 2 to just write something down on a piece of paper. Bring it into solid form is what they're saying. Bring it into physical form. It doesn't mean that you have to build the website or make the prototype or anything. It just means just write it down. Start to hash it out. This is how we start. This is the beginning. All right. So for the feminine, I still have some more cards to pull here. For the feminine, we have the Chariot. It was coming up in reverse. Okay. And I think, again, this is still her feeling a little bit torn between spiritual life and, spirituality and 3D life and how to balance, and what do I need to do next in that decision. But overall, I feel like this is forward movement, and this is her. She's going full steam ahead. She's just, there's some questions that are coming up, like, how do I do this? Which way do I go first? And how does this all come into balance? And, the what I feel very strongly for the feminine is, as long as you are in your center, in alignment with yourself and your power, the how will be illuminated for you. Just start doing, just like I said, like start writing down the ideas, start bringing it into physical form. So it's interesting because on our group call, we talked very much about having had like we had a twin flame support group call on December 28th, and there were a couple of people who brought up, and I was able to comment from my own experience also on, having been on one path before your ascension and before this awakening, and then now being on another path and wondering, well, what was all that work for? Or how do I get back to my passions? Or how do I get back to that stuff? And so this card, one of the things that I said, and what I know from my own experiences, because I've talked about this before in my videos, I had creative projects that I was working on, like writing projects, creative projects, and I was going full steam ahead for 3.5 years, and they weren't getting off the ground. And so I shelved them when I met my twin flame, and I went through the first separation, and this all just sparked for me, and I was able to launch the coaching business, and just the rest is history, right? And we're almost 2 years later now, and here we are. So just like those callers that were on my group call, they asked, well, what? I feel like I'm not doing anything. I feel like I'm stuck, they're saying. I feel like that who I was before, that ambitious go-getter, that successful person, that's all gone to shit now. And why this ascension thing, am I getting derailed? Am I sidetracked? Let me tell you, I wrestled with this for a while myself, and I can truly tell you from what has happened through this channel and everything, it is a gift to have your soul signature light up. This is your soul's purpose. This is your soul's mission, and I'm here helping other people. I love it. I never dreamed of doing this. I didn't have to force it. I didn't have to will it, and it was probably the first thing I ever did in my life that didn't require that energy, that force, or that masculine, or that ambition, and it just gelled. I mean, I didn't even put any marketing into it, just nothing. I still have done little to nothing, to be honest, and it's still just through the authenticity of sharing and doing and helping and being on mission. It's just growing and growing and growing. And so the question that these callers were asking, do you miss those other passions, or do you wonder what you were doing before? Are you still supposed to be doing that? And my answer is, recently I've had inspiration come through to get back to those projects. One, to cultivate a new one in the same vein, and two, to cultivate something new in kind of a different platform, but all related. And I've started to do it, and it feels so good. And so what it feels like now is that I had to take that curve. I had to go off path so that I could get on path. And that time that feels like a divergence or a sidetrack, it's really not. It's really the main track. This is the main track, because in it I did my healing. I got on my mission. I got clear energetically. So those types of other projects and those other passions that I have, I can now do it from a wholer place. I'm more whole, right? I'm looking at things differently. My inspired works are coming out differently. My language is different. I'm more evolved. I energetically don't have as many blocks as I had before. So when I go to put these projects to market, I'm probably going to be able to get them right through, whereas before I was struggling. So don't discount that your paths may converge. It's just not up to you to decide when. You'll know because that inspired action will come through, and spirit will tell you what's next for you and when it's time to get back to that other stuff, if it ever is, right? Because the new path is going to illuminate. And I truly do feel like your rooted passions, the things that you've always wanted to do and always loved, they're there for a reason. And the path will converge. And this is what this feels like. If there's a split decision, the path is about to converge. And also forward movement, no more stuckness. And that's a beautiful thing. So I'm really happy I got a chance to share that with you and that it was coming up in the cards because I wanted to touch upon that. So underneath for the feminine, we saw a crowning over is go now, Serapis Bay, right? So again, go now to your mission. Go now to what is calling to you. Listen to that inner voice. Go deep. Listen. Underneath all of this is the farm. And these are the past life cards, okay? And so whenever we see the past life cards, it could be stuff from past life, could be early life, it could be stuff that we brought in for the past lives that are like very relevant to the right now and to the now energies, as I say. And with this Cancer full moon, I feel like, with that being related to home and property and home, property, family, there's something going on, okay, for a lot of the feminine where she's going to be a little challenged over this stuff. And they're saying not to worry. It's all going to work out just fine. Like whether you might need to move or there's something going on in your family that needs to be settled, or there's something about it's something around security, like home, land, family, property, real estate, like stuff like that, custody, stuff like that. But I don't feel like it's going to be a real legal battle. I just feel like there's going to be some challenges that come up. But they're saying just stay true to yourself and it will all work out. Like justice will be served. It will balance. Don't panic. Don't make harsh moves. Don't be hasty is the message, okay? So for the masculine has a great Ace of Pentacles energy coming up. Okay, again, we see this in reverse, and I think this is just about, and I'm going to hold it up, right? So this is just about a new beginning for him too. This new year is, really about, he's been wanting to make a new beginning. So whether that's breaking from the karmic partner or finding a new home or a new source of income, even him aligning more with his mission or finding a truer path with his work. He's focused. He's focused on growing his business. He's focused on growing, accomplishing his goals, finding the home, settling down, starting the new life, starting the new path. He's really, really in alignment with this. And this is where his focus is. And so they're saying, so above this is choose peace. And so I feel like for the masculine, what this is saying is some of where the inner turmoil has been for the masculine, they're telling him to find peace from within now. Because when he finds peace from within, he's going to find his outward world be very harmonious. And that harmony is going to create an amazing flow for him. And new things that he never dreamed of being possible will be possible. So I do see him resolving some of this inner turmoil that he has struggled with quite a bit. Whether that be ego, identity, addictions, whether to stay or leave a karmic relationship. He's choosing peace. He's choosing himself. He's choosing He's choosing himself, and that's really huge because he hasn't. He's kind of been not taking care of himself. He's been doing it for others, or abusing himself and not realizing it, or doing it because his egos wanted him to do it, whatever this is. And so now he's choosing himself, and they're saying it's going to be him finding that peace, which is going to open up the flow in his 3D outward world. Underneath for the masculine is the Galactic card. And Galactic is, well, this always hits home for those of you who are or identify with star seeds or star beings. But I really feel like these energies, him finding the balance, him choosing himself and choosing to be from peace within, this new beginning in his work life and with the flow and monetary success and the focus and the wanting to start the new life, all of that, it's like it's written in the stars, and it's really a product of these especially these January cosmic energies that we just talked about. So pretty interesting. So bottom of the deck with the tarot deck is the Death card. Okay, so in reverse, and the Death card is telling us "2017 is over." And for many of us, we struggled, and there was a burden, and there was heaviness, and there was a lot that was left to reconcile. But you did your work, and you're doing your work still, and you've done a good job. And this strife, this feeling of defeat, of being tired, of battle, of like I said, defeat, it's being renewed now. Like this 2018 feels like magic. We were saying that on the group call. It's magical. It's going to be transformative. This is where all the things that we've been working on get set into motion. It's exciting, let me tell you. And for those of you who may feel like you're still mired in some of this heavy energy, reach out to me because I can help you work through it. And then in the first few months of 2018, and it's going to be important that you do. We've got an eclipse coming up on January 31st, and that's with the Leo. It's a blue moon. It's a full blue moon lunar eclipse in Leo. Holy moly! And I actually have a twin flame intensive program going from January 28th through February 17th. So that program, it's like a self-mastery program for twin flames. Really great. Check it out if you're interested. 3 weeks intensive study, group calls, individual calls, coaching, self-study, videos, meditations, you name it. It's really great. We did a program in November and December, and it was really wonderful. So the reason why I timed it like that is because that's going to be in timing, timed with the eclipses in January 31st and February 15th. So, so those energies, you can do a lot. There's so much light being scattered in. Like the whole month is going to be a portal. We're starting it off on 1-1-1-1 with a full moon in Cancer. And then we've got the 1-11 portal. And then we go right into this Leo lunar eclipse. And wow, there's just a lot of light coming in here. And there's major opportunities to get things in motion and to move past any of this residual, muck or stuckness or anything that feels heavy. Because I feel light. I feel new beginnings. I feel transformation. I feel inspiration, movement, all this stuff is coming in for us. Wow. It's big stuff, big stuff. So let's see what some of the advice is for the month. Pull a couple of advice cards here. Love this. Okay. Finding this again. And let's pull one more, and I'll hold them up just a moment. Okay, So here we go. So they're talking about serendipity. So those of you who feel like you don't know how to get things off the ground, or you're not going to see your twin flame ever again, or you don't know how it's all going to work, they're saying relax, okay, because it's going to come into focus. You're going to have, this card is 18. This is for 2018 in general. There are going to be very serendipitous events for those of us who can get in alignment with Source and stay in alignment with ourselves. Get in the flow, and the universe is going to send things your way. Opportunities, chance meetings, soulmate encounters, twin flame reunions, twin flame unions, opportunities to expand your mission, creative opportunities, meeting the right people at the right time. They're showing me all of this stuff. So you've got to raise your vibration and feel excited, because feeling like low, mucky, and the mucky energies, it's not going to invite this stuff in. And I have been seeing this card very much for March for the feminine, okay? Not just because there's a clover on here, but because I keep feeling that. There's going to be some serendipitous things that happen in March for the feminine. They're showing me the spring equinox. So this is key. I want you to remember this. It's only a few short months till we are in spring. And for the feminine masculine, it's going to be pivotal changes. But for the feminine, I feel even more serendipitous right around spring. Okay. Also, we have peace again coming up. Now, the choose peace, Yogananda, came up over the masculine. But now for the advice cards for both energies, we have peace. And so this feels to me like again, it's almost the same message as I got for the masculine, which is it's not about, well, here's the thing. If there are any battles or challenges that come up, they're saying choose peace, like choose the peaceful route. But this is more about finding the inner peace. This is more about how we work through life. How instead, remember I mentioned instead of pushing and forcing and willing things into existence, when we're at peace from within, things just flow. Things just flow. And if you really look at this card and the visual, there's a dove carrying a berry branch with a feather flying down, and this indication of kind of like a rebirth here, and life and stars, and there's some magic here. And I just feel like it's a very light energy. It's very flowy. They're reminding us to be in the flow, to find the peace from within, to stop resisting. Look at where you're resisting in your world. Where are you being difficult? Where are you putting up resistance that doesn't need to be there energetically? Because any place that you're doing that, you're slowing things down for yourself and you're making it tougher. And then it feels heavier and more like this. And we really need it to just feel like this. Yeah? So like feel the contrast of that. This is like, force and battle and exhaustion and, defeat. And this is like flow and rebirth and ease. And so really look at those energies from within yourself and ask yourself, where am I resisting? Where am I making things harder than they have to be? Where am I standing in my own way? Where am I pushing? Where am I fighting? Where am I controlling? And let that all go. Find that peace from within. Do the things that help you find the peace from within, whether that's yoga or meditation, or doing some, creative things every day. Find that center, because as you connect with that every single day, it's going to help you just flow through life where things will come easy. So the bottom of the Colette Baron Reid divination cards is Truth Be Told. And it's a 14 card, and that's this wise owl with his window, the window to his soul wide open. And this is just about us, you know, there's a mask underneath. It's about us showing ourselves now. Not just getting in alignment with our authentic selves, but having the guts, the courage to share our authenticity, to share our gifts, to own our power. A couple of situations have come up with clients of mine in which they can, you know, I felt like they could see their power, but not completely harness it from or align with it from within. And so then they shifted and got in alignment. And so all these outward worries about, well, what will this person think? Or I'm intimidated by this, or I feel like I don't know enough about that. And so when they've aligned and got into their true power, it's more like everyone's jumping on their bandwagon. And I've mentioned this to you before. Some of you have asked me, well, what about when people don't support me? They don't support what I'm doing. They don't get me. I'm the black sheep. I can't talk about my spiritual life because other people don't understand it. And I tell you over and time again, when you stop seeking validation from others and start to self-validate and find the confidence from within, and that only happens through healing the core wounds and self-validating. We can self-validate very easily from writing what we're feeling, what we're needing validation for, and then reading it back to ourselves and holding the space for ourselves. That's a very easy tactic, practice to self-validate. Find ways to reward yourself, to congratulate yourself, to appreciate and celebrate your successes and your victories. Remember, most of the time when we're seeking the validation from someone else, it's because we're not, whether that's our twin flame or someone in our family or a friend, it's because we're not giving that validation to ourselves. And then when they don't give it to us, it just reinforces that negative energy. So don't get caught in that spiral. We're being asked to show who we truly are to these people. And that requires courage, and that requires full ownership. Remember, you heard that here, full ownership. And you'll find that those people, the naysayers, the ones that are judging you, the ones that don't get it, when you fully own your gifts, when you fully self-validate, they will support you. You'll see. And you'll no longer be looking for that from them. And it'll just be a nice added, bonus. They'll be just like, oh, it's great. They'll jump on your bandwagon. They may even ask you for help. So it's really interesting how this works energetically. And then a couple of cards for the from the Angel Therapy deck for us, which is Archangel Raphael, and Clear, Cancel, Delete, which is, again, just reminding us to get rid of those negative energies. Again, asking us, where are we not in the flow? Where are we, using negative words or thoughts and, putting up resistance? Okay, find the peace from within. Get into the positive, high vibrational flow, because that's what's going to attract all these serendipitous events and people and opportunities. And Archangel Raphael is here to remind us that he is working with us, supporting your healing work and all that you're doing in your healing. So you are guided and protected. All right, well, this was a long reading, so I will leave it at that. If anyone has questions, comments, you can reach out to me on the website, theilluminguru.com. And again, check us out on Facebook, facebook.com/theilluminguru. I'll see you guys next time. Bye. Happy New Year. Bye.